In this video, we will talk about Yamata no Orochi, the eight-headed dragon of Japanese legend. So before we get started, make sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe to our channel. Chronicles explain Yamata no Orochi is a legendary eight-headed, eight-tailed serpent from ancient Japanese mythology, feared for its monstrous size and insatiable hunger. Said to be as vast as mountains and rivers, this fearsome dragon terrorized the land and demanded human sacrifices. The myth of Orochi is closely tied to the hero god Susanoo, who defeated the beast in a dramatic showdown filled with cunning and courage. The tale of Yamata no Orochi reflects deep cultural themes: good versus evil, nature's untamed power, and the birth of divine relics. This awe-inspiring serpent remains one of Japan's most iconic mythical creatures. 1. The monstrous form of Orochi. 8 heads and 8 tails, Yamata no Orochi's body was so colossal that it sprawled over 8 valleys and 8 hills. Each of its 8 heads was said to have glowing red eyes, razor-sharp teeth, and a mind of its own. With 8 equally powerful tails and a body covered in moss, cedar trees, and blood, Orochi was not just a dragon. It was a living, natural disaster. Its horrifying form made it nearly invincible in battle, and its immense size and strength instilled fear in gods and mortals alike. The image of such a beast symbolizes chaos, destruction, and primal ancient fear. 2. The origins of the beast. From the heavens to the earth, according to the Kojiki, Japan's oldest written chronicle, Orochi's legend begins in the ancient province of Izumo. The dragon's origin remains mysterious, though many believe it was born of chaotic elemental forces or as a divine punishment. Some legends suggest it descended from the heavens or was born from the turbulent rivers and mountains it later haunted. Its presence was a curse on the land, destroying villages, devouring maidens, and darkening skies with its rage. As an embodiment of wild, ungovernable nature, Orochi challenged the balance between human life and divine will. 3. The annual sacrifice. Orochi's demand for daughters every year. Yamata no Orochi demanded a maiden from a local family as tribute. The creature had already consumed 7 daughters of an old couple named Ashinazuchi and Tenazuchi. Only their youngest, the beautiful Kushinada Hime, remained. Orochi's appetite for virgins not only represented its cruelty, but also the suffering of common people caught in the grip of supernatural forces. These sacrifices evoke ancient fears of uncontrollable calamities and the helplessness of mortals against monsters. The dread of losing yet another child drove the couple to beg the gods for help, setting the stage for divine intervention. 4. Susanoo's arrival. The exiled storm. God enters the story. Susanoo, the storm god and brother of the sun goddess Amaterasu, arrived in Izumo after being banished from heaven. Upon meeting the grieving couple and learning of Orochi's terror, Susanoo agreed to slay the beast, but only if he could marry Kushinada Hime. The old couple consented, and the heroic god devised a plan. This moment marks the shift from despair to hope, and Susanoo's arrival reflects the recurring mythological theme of divine redemption through courage. Despite being exiled, Susanoo would prove himself through this selfless and clever act of bravery. 5. The clever trap. Sake and sorcery against the dragon. Rather than facing Yamata no Orochi in direct combat, Susanoo used strategy. He brewed 8 vats of strong rice wine and placed them behind 8 fences, one for each head. When Orochi arrived and drank deeply from each vat, the beast became intoxicated and sluggish. Susanoo then attacked with his divine sword, cutting through each head and tail with precision. This blend of magic, trickery, and martial prowess showcases a key lesson in Japanese mythology. Raw strength can be overcome by intelligence and preparation. The god of storms defeated the beast not with thunder, but with wit and timing. 6. The sword in the tail. Discovery of the Kusanagi no Tsurugi is Susanoo dismembered the dragon. He discovered a miraculous sword lodged within one of Orochi's tails. This sword, later named Kusanagi no Tsurugi, became one of the 3 imperial regalia of Japan, symbolizing valor. The blade was eventually gifted to Amaterasu as a gesture of reconciliation. This divine artifact tied the Orochi myth to the spiritual foundations of Japan's imperial lineage. More than just a weapon, the sword embodies the virtue of courage overcoming chaos and is revered to this day as a sacred national treasure linked directly to myth and monarchy. 7. Symbolism of Orochi. Nature, chaos, and evil. Yamata no Orochi represents more than just a terrifying beast. It is a symbol of chaos in nature. Its multi-headed form mirrors the unpredictable and destructive forces of typhoons, floods, and earthquakes. Just as Orochi devastated the land and demanded sacrifices, so too did natural disasters threaten ancient societies. The dragon's defeat by a storm god may also reflect the taming of wild elements by divine order. Orochi serves as a timeless metaphor for the struggle between civilization and the primal, untamed forces that lie beyond human control. 8. Kusanada Hime. The maiden who became a goddess after Orochi's defeat, Susanoo married Kusanada Hime and transformed her into a goddess. She became associated with rice, fertility, and household protection. Her story is one of endurance and transformation, from a helpless victim to a divine figure. Kusanada's elevation symbolizes the reward of innocence and virtue, and her marriage to Susanoo unites the human and divine realms. Her role adds emotional depth to the tale, showing that even in stories of violence and terror, themes of love, resilience, and divine protection endure. 9. Artistic depictions of Orochi through the ages. From ancient woodblock prints to modern anime, Yamata no Orochi has been depicted in countless ways across centuries. Artists often exaggerate its enormous size and fierce, twisted heads, capturing its terrifying beauty. Orochi has inspired sculptures, masks, and stage plays, including famous appearances in kabuki theater and classical literature. Its legacy has even reached digital media, where it features in games, films, and manga. These varied depictions show how Orochi continues to inspire fear and wonder in artists, symbolizing the deep-rooted power of myth to shape imagination and identity. 10. Yamata no Orochi's legacy in modern culture. Today, Yamata no Orochi remains a powerful figure in both Japanese and global pop culture. It appears in video games like Akami and Final Fantasy, anime such as Naruto, and even kaiju films, often reimagined as a monstrous villain or ancient force of destruction. Orochi's core elements remain: 8 heads, immense power, and unstoppable wrath. Modern retellings keep the legend alive, while introducing it to new generations, proving that this ancient dragon still speaks to modern fears and fantasies. Through every form, Orochi remains a symbol of chaos, waiting to be conquered by courage and wisdom. Yamata no Orochi, the eight-headed dragon, stands as one of the most formidable monsters in Japanese mythology. Its defeat by Susanoo is a story of cleverness, courage, and the divine fight against chaos. The tale blends human emotion, spiritual symbolism, and natural forces into a myth of eternal relevance. Orochi's image lives on in shrines, swords, and stories, teaching that even the greatest threats can be overcome by heart and intellect. Whether seen as a monster or metaphor, Orochi's legend endures, roaring across centuries as a reminder of the power of myth to transform or into triumph. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thank you for watching.